Well, good morning, everybody. Greg Drolet with today's message from the road. And for those of you that are listening today and have been listening for over the very many months that we've been doing the message from the road, I want to congratulate you. And this is also a day for celebration because this is the 52nd message from the road that we've done. So every week. So this is our 1-year anniversary of being together and celebrating all the different phenomenal aspects of life. And you know, as I was riding down the road, and as you know that have been looking at this for quite a while, and those of you that are new to the message from the road, I usually find my message on the road itself. So as I'm riding my bike in various parts of the country, I think and I listen for the messages that are coming to me, or like in today's case, I found it actually on the road. And I saw AB that was written on the road, probably by a utility company or somebody of that nature. And you know, I got to thinking, what would be a great way to celebrate the conclusion of our first year together and for the kickoff of our beginning of our second year together. And I thought about talking about the ABCs of life. Now, obviously, we're not going to be able to get into all of the ABCs today, but throughout the course of the next year, we're going to be covering a lot of ground in that area. And I hope to hear from all of you, and love to hear your comments about how this has made an impact on you over the course of the months to come. But I was thinking about the ABCs of life. Okay, let's get into it. A. Well, for those of you that have been working with me for any length of time, and perhaps some of you are students of the wonderful gentleman John Maxwell, he recently wrote a book about a year ago called The 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth. And in that, he talked about the law of awareness. And that's the first A I'd like to start with, is the awareness of where are we at this point in our life, in our careers, in our health. And being able to identify just exactly what's the point where we're at and where do we want to be going over the course of, let's say, the next 12 months, or perhaps just the conclusion of the next 7 months in 2013. And being aware of the second A I want to talk about, and that's our attitude. What is our attitude around life, around the challenges that come to us, or perhaps the wonderful things that come to us? It's real easy to have a positive attitude around those, isn't it? But what about a positive attitude around, again, some of those challenges that come our way? And just really staying focused on the task at hand and moving forward in the direction of our dreams. The next A, and the last A that I want to talk about in today's message, is the A involved in action. Recently read a quote by Noah Bushnell, paraphrase it a little bit, but he said, you know, everybody gets a great idea in the shower, but only the really successful get out, dry themselves off, and go out and do something about it. And so what is it that you want to be able to accomplish? And are you aware? Are you willing to go out and take some action, massive action, in fact, in order to be able to go out and achieve whatever that dream, that goal, and that desire is? Our B that we're going to talk about today is what I think is a very, very important component to living life in general and living it very successfully, and that is the B involved in belief and believing. Believing first and foremost, in my case, in a higher power, God, and secondly, believing in the gifts that I've been given and the gifts that you've been given. And so many people go through life not believing in themselves, recognizing that we have been given these talents and these strengths to be utilized to be able to go out, live the kind of life that we're supposed to, and more importantly, to add value to other people. But we typically don't do it because we just don't have a really strong belief in who we really are and the powers that have been given to us to really be able to accomplish all of our dreams and our goals. So I want you, as we move forward through the course of this upcoming year, work on developing a stronger belief. You know, sometimes our belief system gets negatively impacted inadvertently by family and friends. They don't really mean to. You know, they think they've got our best interests at heart. But things happen over the course as we're growing up that instill in us a negative belief about ourselves. And you know, that's just not why we're here. You were made for greatness, and start believing in yourself. Seek other people in your life who will support you and help you develop the kind of life that you want. And the C in the ABCs of life, the first one I'd like to just talk a little bit about is courage. Have the courage to be able to go out and identify what it is you want. Maybe you know what it is that you want, but maybe, you know, years ago you got stuck in this job and you needed a job, and you just stayed there, and you've seen your dream kind of spiraling down the road as you've gotten older, and you think it's getting further and further away from you. You know what? Draw a line in the sand today and just have the courage to be able to go out and pursue that dream with passion. You know, the dream and the purpose gives you the direction, but your passion is what's going to give you the energy to go out and get it. And we'll talk more about that in other messages as we come into the year. The other part about the C that I want to talk about as we kind of wrap up here is this idea of being consistent. A little bit every single day, having that consistency every day and the courage to do even the little simple things, and pretty soon you've gone from point A to point Z, and you're much further closer to actually accomplishing what it is that you really want. And so as we kind of wrap up this message today, we're going to get deeper into the ABCs of life down the road. Love the car phones that go off whenever we do these recordings. It's awesome, isn't it? Just part of the attitude towards it all, and just being aware that, hey, it's just part of life. We're just going to keep on moving on and enjoying the car phones honking, right? Anyway, you know, we're going to touch on a lot of wonderful things. This message has been a little bit longer than our normal ones, which is typically only about 2 to 3 minutes long. But I wanted to take some extra time today to lay a foundation for a lot of the wonderful things that we've done, but more importantly, the fantastic things that we're going to be accomplishing together as we move into our second year from the Message from the Road. And so I'd really like to hear from all of you. As we post these messages, your comments are really inspiring, not only to me, but more importantly to other people that around the country and around the world that are listening to the Message from the Road. So until next time, this is Greg Drolet. Keep on learning, keep on leading, and just keep on growing. So we'll see you next week.